Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sakshi. On this video, I talk about all things motherhood, living life in Germany, traveling, balancing life as a mom and an entrepreneur, and just doing it all. If you're interested in all of these topics, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video because this helps me get seen. So please do like this video. All right, in this video, I want to talk about how I make my baby play independently by himself at least 2 hours a day. And anytime I post on Instagram, I get tons of messages of how I have been able to do that. Because when we go to our friend's place as well, Sid just plays by himself. We don't have to entertain him, which is extremely cool, but we also worked a lot to get him to this position. So, a housekeeping statement that when I say 2 hours a day, it doesn't mean that he plays 2 hours in a stretch by himself. It is often around 40 to 45 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, depending on his mood. But he plays like one slot in morning, one slot in afternoon, one slot in evening, or something in these slots throughout the day, and he plays by himself, so we don't have to entertain him during that hour. And here are some of the tips of how we have been able to achieve that. My son is now 14 months old and he has been playing by himself since 6 months. 6 months, 5 months, I think. When he was 5 months old, he had been playing by himself, and we had worked a lot to get him on this situation. So let's talk about all the tips, tricks, and hacks I have for you to get your baby play independently, all by himself or herself. Point number one is give your baby an age appropriate toy or toys. What I mean by that is I see parents give or whatever, give their babies some toys which are very for young babies and your baby has crossed that age, or toys which are relevant to older babies and your baby is too young for that age. So one of the things that I like to do, which I've done from starting, is that literally going to Amazon, typing in Montessori toys and putting the age, for example, 6 to 12 month toys or 12 to 18 month toys, and whatever toys come up, checking their review, and if they are age appropriate, I just order them. And this particular strategy has worked well for me because the toys that have come, I have seen that they are easily like playable if that's a word, by my son, and my son actually quite enjoys them. For example, my son right now is 14 months old and I have a toy with me, and holding this stick is very easy for him, right? So he keeps like roaming around in the house with this stick, looking like a little Thor, if you know what I mean. And this stick is basically came with this particular toy. This is colorful, like whatever, call it, and he can just hammer it. You see, initially he was doing it with his hands, but like this. Sorry, it's gone. But you get the point. Like he was doing it with his hands, but then I showed him how to do it with like doing this, and now he does that. He still does it with hand. It's fun, whatever. But the idea is that it's fun and he's not like using his brain according to you, but it is work for your child to actually do hand-eye coordination, put the hammer in at the right spot, take it down. It's a lot of work for a baby, right? So give your babies age-appropriate toys, not younger, not older. My son used to play with rattles a lot till he was like 11 months, 12 months. And after that, I introduced all of these toys, which have been working incredibly well for us. Point number two is encourage exploration. What I mean by that is, for example, do you see this play area behind me? This thing? My son plays in this area. This is his play area. When he enters in this area, he knows he will play, right? This is his dedicated independent play area, which has a play mat below it that if he falls, he will not get hurt. And then we place toys in a certain way where he is allowed to move freely within the play area and explore all the toys in his reach, right? The toys are within his reach. They are not like unreachable at a height or at a distance. So he can explore anything that he wants to. He has tons of options. So when you give your child tons of options, like not crazy tons of options, like 4 or 5 toys I usually keep, that's it. But when you give like 4 to 5 choices to your baby and you allow him to explore within that particular area in a safe environment, your child will get curious and he or she will start playing. So allow your baby to explore toys, different type of toys, not all same category, different type of toys in a safe environment. And when you give choices to your baby, they feel like super empowered, like they have all the choices in the world and they feel so good about it. So they're just out there and they start playing, right? They have their own choices to make. They're making big decisions in their life and they're doing all the things, right? So give your baby lots of choices to explore. Point number 3, give your baby choices of sensory toys, meaning that babies learn the most when they are exposed to different textures, different sounds, different fabrics, different type of, touch, feel, smell, all the sensory things, right? So when you provide choices to your baby that allows them to explore all their senses, it just makes them more curious. It helps in their development as well. And this allows them to play in a more efficient way without being efficient. You know what I mean? So, just an example, I like to place toys which have like a stuffed toy. I would place like a stuffed toy, maybe a wheel, a musical toy, all these hammer type of toys. These toys, like a combination of all these, works really well. Although Montessori says that if you are placing all the musical toys, play all the musical. If you are placing all the texture type of toys, place all the texture toys. But I don't personally do that. It's just a personal preference. You can go according to how you feel in your gut. But I like to place different type of toys in front of him. So just an example, I have already showed you this hammer one. So I will place one of this hammer one. I will place one of this thing. This has this wheel, so he can just turn around, play with. He does that after doing the hammer thing. And then one is this musical toy. So there is a teether at the end. So sometimes you put this in his mouth, which is fine because this is a teether as well. But then this is musical as well. So he will press this button to change the music of this toy. So he knows this by now, right? So placing all the different type of toys keeps him engaged with different type of textures, and it gives him lots of options. When he's bored with this toy, he will go to that because that's a completely different type of toy, right? So just gonna show you an example. I'm a friendly little, you love me, I know. So just like that, the light will also blink here. It just excites him to press the button and hear different type of noises, which is super fun for him and me also. Tip number 4 is create an independent play routine. It is so important. So what we do is we have set his strict times of when he's going to play by himself. And it is very important, you guys, because babies love routine. I've said this in a couple of my previous videos as well, that when you take baby through a journey each day, they will look forward to it, right? So for example, in weekdays, Monday to Friday, he goes to his daycare, but on Saturday, Sunday, he is at home, right? So when he wakes up, we spend a lot of family time together, we do breakfast, we play with him. But when we have to cook lunch, for example, around 11, 11:30, he will play by himself, right? So he will play from say 11 to 11:30 or 10:30 to 11:30, depending on the situation that we are in. But we usually like stay in routine of 15-20 minutes bandwidth, because with a baby you can't have like a strict 10:30 means 10:30, you know what I mean? So we put like a half an hour bracket in starting and ending. So, for example, he eats lunch every day at 11:30. That's a fixed time, right? 11:30 to 11:40, he is eating his lunch. That's for sure. So I need to cook lunch before that time, right? So what I do is his playtime in the morning is fixed around 10:30 to 10:45 till 11:30 to 11:45. And depending on how much he screams, based on how much he is hungry, his time will extend or decrease. And this is how his time is fixed in the morning, and then in evening from 5 to 6 he will play by himself. Like, these are the routines that we follow, and he also look forward to them, because that's his time, that's his space, he can do whatever he wants, right? Obviously in the safe environment. So give a independent routine, a strict routine to your babies that they look forward to. And if you're not in the routine right now, it will take 7 to 10 days to build that routine. But once you do that, trust me, it's a game changer. You really want to do that. Tip number 5, avoid overstimulation. What I mean by that is, if you're giving too many toys to your baby or too many stimulation options to your baby might get overwhelmed and he might not do anything. He will just scream and he will just want to leave the play area, right? You want to place toys in an open environment, like put one toy here, put one toy here, put one toy here. Everything is in a very visible environment. Everything is clean and sorted. He has options he can go to. His options are in clear sight for him. So it's not overwhelming and he can choose whatever he wants. So good number of toys that I feel is 4 to 5 to maximum six. Six I actually never give. 4 to 5. 4 to 5 is a good option. 4 to 5 toys separated, placed nicely in front of him, so it's clear for him that okay, I have this toy, I have this toy, I can go here, then I can go here. You know what I mean? Just clear, not overwhelming, right? One of the very important thing is that when you're creating an independent play area for your baby, make sure it is away from distraction. So if you're playing television, if you're playing Friends, watching Friends, and your baby is trying to play, obviously your baby will not play. He will want to watch the television, right? Friends, who don't want to watch Friends? Even babies like Friends. Just kidding. But anyway, the point is that you want to have a distraction free zone for your babies to learn how to play independently, right? So, this is why we have created his playroom in our bedroom, because, yeah, the space that we have. But it's away from television. When he's playing, we are watching TV, doing our stuff. But the point is that he is in the distraction free zone. His area is dedicated. He knows that if he is coming here, he is playing. He's not doing anything else, right? He's not being entertained, nothing. So that's his play area, distraction free zone. Are we good? Okay. And my final point is that be patient and be encouraged. Provide encouragement to your baby. What I mean by that is, babies will pick up the pace on their own timeline, as I always say, right? We are not in rush, we are not comparing babies, we don't do that here. And even if we do that, we get ourselves aware that okay, we are comparing and we need to shift this because this is damaging. Number one is that you have to be patient, right? Just allow your baby to be on their own timeline, explore the toys, just allow your baby to get settled in the new play area. And if your baby is not playing, sometimes Sid also do not play. What I do with him is that I sit with him inside the play area, engage him with toys, and as soon as he is engaged, I see him playing, I quietly leave the play area, right? Being patient is extremely important in this whole process, right? It's very important. So be patient, keep yourself available if your baby needs it, because it's important. We are moms, we are parents, even fathers. We are parents. It's our number one job to make our babies feel secure. So just provide that safety to your babies, make them like feel comfortable in their environment, play with them, and once they are like in their happy space, you can leave, and you can leave till the time your baby is not screaming and asking you to come back. But another thing is that if your baby do a certain kind of thing, like for example, when Sid used to do like this, when he did this for the first time till the end, I clapped. I made a big freaking deal out of it. Why? Because he did it and he saw me with that eyes that he needs that claps. Although some parents don't encourage this attitude, because I know where this is coming from, that you're giving appreciation only to your baby only when he's doing a certain thing. But when he's not doing that, you're not giving appreciation. I think it's again a way of upbringing that you want to follow, but I do either ways. Even if he did it with his hand, I still clapped. When he did it with the hammer, I still clapped. When he did not do anything, when I did, I clapped for myself in front of him. It's just my way of doing. You can do whatever you want, but babies look forward to encouragement in form of claps or in form of your big eyes or happy face, things like that. So just be available to your babies. Just be encouraging to them, be patient with them, and they will learn how to play independently by themselves. So these are literally all the tricks that we have followed since day one, or since he was 5, 6 months old. And this is how we have been able to get him at this position where he plays by himself. And one of the things that often comes up, this is literally an additional tip, it's that when babies are playing, they will sometimes scream after 10 minutes of play, right? But if you go immediately in, they will not get in that habit of playing independently, right? I let my son scream for 2 to 3 minutes. If he's still screaming, then I go inside. But if he like stops screaming after 3 minutes, which happens literally 99% of times, I'm like, he's good, I'm good, we all are happy doing our own things, right? So if your baby screams, just give some time. Just see, don't go inside immediately that your baby needs you. Just because babies are playing by themselves, right? And they need some kind of entertainment. But if you provide that entertainment to them consistently, obviously they will lose track of playing by themselves, and you don't want that ultimately, right? So this is how we have been able to achieve his independent playtime routine and develop this independent playtime habit. But yeah, I mean, this is all we did. If you like this video, please let me know what were your takeaways. If you have some more tips that you can share with me, let me know in the comment section below, and I would love to hear them from you. And I will see you in next video very soon. Bye everyone. Have a great day and a great week.